In a quiet corner of Key West, Florida, stands an old mansion, weathered by time and sea salt. Inside, away from the prying eyes of tourists, the story of terror began. It all started with a gift, a seemingly innocent doll given to a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto. But this was no ordinary toy. Standing 3 feet tall, stuffed with wood wool, and dressed in a sailor suit, the doll was named Robert, just like its new owner. Gene, as the boy was called, loved his new friend. He took Robert everywhere, talked to him for hours, and even gave him a seat at the dinner table. But soon, a strange and sinister presence began to fill the Otto family home. Gene's parents would overhear their son talking to the doll, and then hear a second, deeper voice responding. At night, they were woken by the sound of furniture being overturned in Gene's room. When they rushed in, they'd find the room in disarray and their son terrified, huddled in his bed, pointing a shaking finger at the doll sitting innocently in a chair, saying, "Robert did it." The servants whispered of seeing the doll's expression change, its button eyes blinking, and its head turning on its own. They claimed to hear chilling giggles echoing through the empty hallways when no one was around. Objects would fly across rooms, windows would shatter without cause, and Gene would wake up screaming from nightmares, claiming Robert had been standing over his bed, watching him. The family grew to fear the doll, eventually locking it away in the attic. There, Robert sat for years, his silent gaze fixed on the darkness, but his influence didn't end there. Neighbors reported seeing a small figure moving from window to window in the attic, accompanied by eerie, childlike laughter. After Gene's death, a new family moved into the house. They found Robert in the attic, and their young daughter, unaware of its history, claimed the doll was alive, that it tormented her, and even tried to harm her. Today, Robert the doll resides in the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, encased in glass, but his reign of terror is far from over. Visitors who disrespect him or take his photo without asking permission have reported a string of misfortunes: car accidents, broken bones, job losses, and sudden illnesses. Letters of apology from terrified tourists line the walls around his exhibit, begging for his forgiveness. Museum staff report flickering lights, strange electronic malfunctions, and the sound of footsteps near his case after hours. They say his head is sometimes tilted differently than how they left it, so, if you ever visit, remember the rules. Be polite, ask for permission before you take a picture. And whatever you do, don't stare for too long. You never know who or what is staring back. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more chilling tales.